Tory MPs have reacted with fury to Rishi Sunak's surprise announcement at the July 4th election, with those seeking re-election left scrambling to launch their campaigns and the MPs leaving Parliament now denied swan song speeches. One fuming Tory MP said, "People are just pissed off, to be honest with you. I've woken up feeling numb." He is committing Harry-carry with his party. Even some cabinet ministers were left bewildered by Sunak's decision. Esther McVey, Chris Heaton-Harris, both raising their objections in yesterday's cabinet meeting. It's also emerged that Sunak's decision to go to the polls on July the 4th was kept to just a tight circle of his closest advisers. And it was Sunak who apparently insisted on making his speech outside in the pouring rain. Well, that chaos did give Keir Starmer something to talk about at his election launch earlier today.
This election is about a choice. Two different countries, two different futures. Decline and chaos continuing under Tories, or rebuilding our country under Labour. The power of the vote is with you. If you want change, you have to vote for it. And if you vote Labour, it's a vote to stop the chaos. It's a vote to turn the page. And it's a vote to rebuild our country together.
Well, I'm joined now by the man in charge of the Tory campaign. It's the Conservative Party chairman, Richard Holden. Richard, look, thank you very, very much. You didn't know he was going to call an election, did you?
I was aware a while ago that the Prime Minister was considering calling an election later in the year, and a few dates have been muted.
So you had no idea he was going to do it when he did it then, no?
Well, as I said, there's lots of discussions about when, but the clear thing is now we've got that choice before us, that choice facing the country. Do we carry on with that clear plan that we've got? Do we instead go to the chaos of a Labour administration who have no idea, no plan what they're doing? Or do we have that bold action from a Conservative government which has shown actually it's willing and able to address the issues faced by the British people? We've seen, just in the last couple of weeks, Patrick, we've seen the GDP numbers over the first quarter this year growing faster, not only than our major European competitors, but faster than the States. We've seen those inflation numbers really falling. The Prime Minister said he was going to halve it, now down to normal levels, and I think we're starting to see real momentum in the country and the economy, with wages now rising faster than inflation for 10 months in a row.
Fair enough. With absolute respect, what I have taken from that is that you, the party chairman, did not know he was going to call an election yesterday when he did. And I think that is quite interesting. Why exactly has he done it now? Because
well, Patrick, that's not what
Patrick, you didn't say you knew.
Not what I said.
With respect, you didn't say you knew, and it would have been quite easy to say that. So
no,
has he done it now in time for the American school term times? That's the rumour.
I don't know what that is referring to. He's called it now for a very clear reason, and that's because we've seen those economic numbers really moving in the right direction in the UK, showing very clearly that the Conservatives' plan for our economy is working. And at the same time, we're seeing that on one side, and on the other side, a chaotic Labour Party with no idea what it's offering to the British people, a Labour leader who can't even stand up, not just to the trade unions, but to his own deputy when he tried to get rid of her not that long ago. What we've seen actually is a clear choice at the election between a government with a clear plan, a bold vision, which will secure the future of our country in a very uncertain world. You've been covering it here on GB News over the last few months, what we've seen in the Middle East, what we've seen in Ukraine, with the rise of China, you're often covering here. These are big issues, geopolitical issues facing our country, big challenges facing our country. Right. And who do we want to stand up to it? Keir Starmer, who can't even stand up to his own shadow cabinet, or Rishi Sunak, who's standing up for the British people?
All right, OK. Look, there was the old, rain fest outside Downing Street yesterday. That is one thing, OK. I'm just going to play you a little clip from earlier today.
Looking forward to all the football?
Not so much my bag.
Well, no, but that's because you guys aren't in it.
Asking a load of Welsh people how they're feeling about the football in the Euros when they hadn't qualified. I mean, some people will also remember when he didn't know how to use Apple Pay at a petrol station. Is he out of touch? A bit of a liability?
Not at all. Look, I think you're seeing the Prime Minister getting out and about, talking to normal people. All we've seen so far from Keir Starmer is stage-managed big events where he's not actually meeting normal people. Look, the Prime Minister was out there in the rain and the cold because he's not a fair-weather Prime Minister. He's somebody who's seen as out there through the tough times, through COVID. He was behind those big schemes which supported the British people, small businesses like those in, right across the country, and also the British economy in those tough times. And he's somebody who's just out there getting on with a job and going out and meeting people. And one of the things we're seeing today, actually, emerging, Patrick, is, actually the Prime Minister came on GB News, did that big People's panel debate with you guys. I thought that was a really good thing to do. You guys gave the opportunity for the Leader of the Opposition
do
to
you
do
back
it.
our
He didn't
legal
do it.
action against
Right,
Ofcom?
and also,
do you back our legal action against Ofcom?
Well, I am very clear that I think that actually what should have happened is a Leader of the Opposition should have had the balls to come on your show and actually speak to a GB News audience. And I'd also say that Keir Starmer at the moment seems to be dodging those debates as well. The Prime Minister has made it very clear he wants to be there toe-to-toe with the Leader of the Opposition so that those ideas can be out there, not just those set pieces in Parliament, but actually out there for the British public to see over the next few months. I think that's really important, and I want to see as many of those debates happening as possible.